Of course, my name is Douglas Rafferty. I'm a detective with the Homicide Unit in Orlando, Florida. It all started with a particularly brutal beating in central Orlando here.
We all know them. People that married too early and rushed into a lifetime binding that is bound for failure. But when the anger and frustration boils over and violence is added to the mix, we have a concoction that, if hits too close to home, is a recipe for disaster.
Tom Masterson was a little high-strung, I guess you could say. Yeah, he was under a lot of stress. His wife could bear no children, so that alone was a huge detriment to both of their well-beings.
But on October 7, 2009, Tom Masterson would go where few disgruntled husbands would dare.
The scene at 548 Wickaby Place was, to say the least, I'm sorry, just let me collect myself for a moment.
This tragic tale would prove to be so horrid, so terrible, so daunting, that even seasoned Detective Rafferty is thrown for a loop when recounting his horrible tale.
Just let me collect myself. It was grotesque. Very vulgar. You could just feel the violation that had occurred there, and it was sickening to say the least. Yeah.
Mary Masterson was killed by way of suffocation, as demonstrated in our state-of-the-art reenactment technology. According to feedback from the scientific community, Mary endured 6 agonizing minutes of suffering before dying at the hands of her sadistic husband.
Take any regular citizen of the United States and put them in the position that Mary and Tom were in, and I guarantee you that 7 out of 10 times they would have reached a much more amicable resolution to this story. Well, I guess Mary didn't have much of a choice now, did she?
But lurking in the Masterson house was an unsung hero, a witness to this terrible crime, whose brevity has helped build a case against Tom Masterson.
Gerald Bindlestaff, where do I begin? He's quite a character. A little background. Gerald is actually a brown recluse spider.
A brown recluse spider that was in the wrong place at the right time in Orlando Beach.
Gerald actually crawled over to our office down on Pismo Lane, and he crawled right up on my desk, and my first instinct was, of course, to go ahead and kill him.
Had Officer Rafferty acted on his primal instinct, today would have yielded no results in the case of Tom Masterson.
When I was in the Scouts, I actually learned Morse code, through tapping and sounds and such. And I guess this brown recluse, Mr. Bindlestaff, did as well. And he tapped on my desk, and through a very long process of Morse code, he told me what had happened to Mrs. Masterson, and at that point we took him immediately and put him up in New York City into our Protective Services Unit.
After 9 rigorous months of hiding away during a murder trial, Gerald Bindlestaff succeeded in his quest for justice. Tom Masterson received the death penalty and now awaits the electric chair in Alcatraz.
When Tom Masterson died, I think a little part of Gerald died as well, because for so much of that little spider's life, he had some purpose to put Mr. Masterson away for what he'd done to his wife, and when Mr. Masterson died, Gerald also passed on. He didn't have any children. He was a simple spider. But I came on to do this interview in honor of Gerald Bindlestaff, the most brave and honorable brown recluse that I know.
And this sad installment marks the conclusion of tonight's episode. American justice is blind. Even a brown recluse spider, one of the most poisonous spiders of North America, came forward as a United States citizen to serve justice for what Mr. Masterson had done. Until next time, I am